The year was 1945. World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history, had finally ended. Millions of American soldiers, sailors and airmen, weary from years of fighting, yearned for home. To bring them back, the United States launched Operation Magic Carpet, the largest military repatriation effort ever undertaken. This massive endeavor aimed to return over 8 million American service members from battlefields scattered across the globe. It was a logistical challenge of unprecedented scale, a testament to the nation's commitment to its veterans. From the beaches of Normandy to the jungles of the Pacific, American forces had fought bravely to defeat tyranny. Now it was time for them to return to their families and rebuild their lives. Operation Magic Carpet was more than just a logistical operation. It was a symbol of hope and a promise kept. It was a promise to those who had sacrificed so much that they would not be forgotten. The operation officially began on September 6, 1945, just days after Japan's formal surrender. Over the next year, hundreds of ships, including aircraft carriers, battleships and luxury liners, were pressed into service. These vessels, many of which had seen their fair share of combat, were now tasked with a different kind of mission, carrying their precious cargo of heroes back to American shores. The logistical challenges of Operation Magic Carpet were immense. The Warshipping Administration, or WSA, took the lead, coordinating with the Army, Navy, Coast Guard and Merchant Marine. This massive operation required meticulous planning and coordination across continents. Every detail, from the availability of ships to the processing of millions of returning personnel, had to be carefully managed. Hundreds of ships were repurposed for the operation. Aircraft carriers, designed to launch planes into battle, were transformed into floating barracks, their vast decks now crowded with bunks instead of bombers. Luxury liners, once symbols of peacetime travel, became troop transports, their opulent cabins filled with soldiers eager to return to civilian life. To manage the flow of returning personnel, the military developed the Advanced Service Rating Score, or ASRS, system. This point-based system prioritized soldiers for return based on factors like length of service, combat experience, and dependence back home. The ASRS system, though imperfect, aimed to ensure a fair and orderly demobilization process. The sheer number of troops involved created immense logistical hurdles. Processing centers were set up at major ports to handle the influx of returning personnel. Medical staff were on hand to provide care for those who needed it, while administrative personnel worked tirelessly to process paperwork and arrange transportation home. The ASRS system, while designed to be fair, was not without its critics. Some soldiers, particularly those who had spent years overseas, felt that the system was too slow and that they were being unfairly kept from their families. Others argued that the system did not adequately account for the psychological toll of war, prioritizing physical wounds over invisible scars. Despite the challenges, the operation pressed on. By December 1945, the urgency to bring troops home for Christmas reached a fever pitch. Operation Santa Claus, as it was dubbed, became a national priority. The government, aided by countless volunteers, worked tirelessly to ensure that as many soldiers as possible could spend the holidays with their loved ones. Newspapers and radio broadcasts carried stories of heartwarming reunions and emotional homecomings. For many families, it was the first Christmas in years that they had been together. The sight of returning soldiers, their faces beaming with joy as they embraced their families, became a symbol of hope and healing for a nation weary of war. Christmas 1945 was a time of both joy and chaos. While millions celebrated the return of loved ones, transportation bottlenecks created delays and frustration. Train stations were jammed with returning soldiers, their bags overflowing with souvenirs and stories. Highways were clogged with cars, their occupants eager to get home after years of separation. Yet amidst the chaos, there was an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Communities across the nation rallied to support returning veterans, offering them food, shelter, and a warm welcome home. Operation Magic Carpet, despite its challenges, had achieved its primary objective. It had brought America's heroes home. By September 1946, Operation Magic Carpet had come to an end. In just under a year, it had successfully transported millions of American service members back to their families and loved ones. It was a testament to the logistical prowess of the United States military and the unwavering spirit of the American people.